Alrighty, Jade Empire. Let's get to the fights.
Your next fight? I'd love to, but I'm still arranging the Besides...
I guess I can't do anything else, so I go track down what's her name. Can't go that way. Taking a wrong turn, so. That was a creature pen. Cannibal Cookbook Volume 1. Valued customer. While we appreciate your business, the staff at the heart of the Empire politely request that you keep your nose out of ours. To assure you that we no longer wish you to pry into our recipes, please enjoy this excerpt from a recently unearthed in the south. Leg of lamb. This hearty meal was first discovered after you, Lamb the Hunter, stumbled upon our community. For 5 to 10 people, use just one leg. The other can be pickled for later or roasted slowly and smoked. For larger groups, use both legs of an adult male or female. Boil the legs in a large pot for 2 hours with the following ingredients: 20 gallons of water, 3 tablespoons of salt, half a cup of rosemary, 3 cups of spiced wine, summer wine is best, 3 bags of onions, 4 whole garlic cloves, and a dash of ginger. When the legs have about half an hour left, add some skinned potatoes and leeks. Can be served on the bone or in steaks. How nice. Now I need to wander around looking for what's her name. The fox. Not really wandering around looking, more like looking at everything else in town. And if I come across her, hey, all the better.
Be on the lookout for the Scourge of the South. It is your duty as citizens of the Empire to report anyone who matches this description. Keep an eye out for a young man dressed in plain blues and greens. He is heavily armored from head to foot. Reports suggest he is well over 7 feet tall and fully armed. This man is very dangerous. Do not try to apprehend the Scourge of the South, but instead report what you've seen to the authorities immediately.
Well, all these years together, and I never suspected you were the Scourge of the South. I'm sorry. I know it's not funny. At least they didn't get your looks right.
Scourge, sorry.
The Scourge of the South has destroyed whole villages in the South. Many innocents have suffered at the hands of the...
Greetings, citizen. Imperial Captain Sen at your service. Are you one of the mercenaries come to help me?
Why would you think that?
I was told that there were some new warriors in town looking for work, though none of them matched your description.
No one ever matches that.
Admittedly, you don't resemble the ones described to me, but they're several days late. No doubt they'll blame it on the foolish ghost stories. Criminals with lucrative bounties on their heads.
Ooh, lucrative.
I need help tracking down a pair of criminals. Are you interested in a little well-paying work?
Might be.
These two scoundrels have eluded my best efforts, so I'm turning to bounty hunters. It's harder to run when your pursuers are not in a uniform.
I see no problem hunting down criminals, so long as we don't draw too much attention to ourselves.
Glad you approve, my dear.
I'm searching for an arsonist and a notorious confidence man. Find and eliminate either one, and there's a standard bounty in it for you. Do you people have some sort of code that requires each one of you to bargain about this sort of thing? I do enjoy going through this dance with each new contract. You've made your point. I'll add an extra percentage to both bounties and find some way to justify the extra cost to the Ministry of Harmony. A wise decision. The two criminals are Fading Moon and Creative Yukong. Fading Moon is an arsonist who was last spotted heading for the Necropolis. Creative Yukong has virtually disappeared, though we may be able to learn something from Lady Rento, the wife of the man Yukong bilked. She's in the Imperial Arena. Fading Moon is an arsonist. Her first fires were in the poor quarters, but her last one spread to the Market District Gate. Last we heard, she'd escaped to the Necropolis. The gates between here and the poorer districts will be closed for some time while repairs are underway. There's nothing particular about the scene of the crime, just ash. Yukong fleeced some silver from Lord Rento, a powerful man in the Ministry of Harmony. Yukong is a master of disguise, and he has hidden himself somewhere in the city.
Might even be you.
Lord Rento is away on court business, but his wife informed me that she'd be in the heart of the Empire in the Imperial Arena if we needed her. You could start there. Right you up.
What is with all...
I guess we can travel like this, huh? That's the way out.
Out of sheer spite, the Scourge...
Look at this place, so many...
Onu yu wir napayir wo onu yu sayir ikupa.
There we go. Not a duck. Oh, guard, I just kicked a jar and broke it, and you're just like, yeah, fine. Uh-oh.
Your parentage is below average, and your ancestry is of questionable worth.
Okay.
You dress yourself in the manner of a common laborer.
Weird.
Nobody's paying any attention.
Keep trying, just as I instructed.
Your physique seems exceptional. Clearly you are a peasant. A noble could afford sloth.
What are you doing here?
Your breath is like the wind of an ox. Your last meal was of suspect quality.
Okay.
Your beliefs are superficial, and your culture is substandard.
That's true. Avenger claims or ceases incident.
You are right to demand an explanation. Forgive my servant. I instructed him to find someone not distracted by mere insults, someone who would command respect.
Okay, is that me?
Your demand for justification of his arguments was admirable. You are exactly what we need.
Oh, okay.
An outlander strolled into the city several days ago and now sits like a cormorant, taking what he wants from the river of our hospitality. He balks at our attempts to calm him and answers requests for payment with strange coins of questionable value. He needs to go.
Get rid of the foreigner.
The Outlander is not a dignitary or traveling merchant. He is a parody of civilized behavior. He spews insults at the Emperor himself.
Emperor himself?
So far, he has escaped the notice of any higher officials. Perhaps he was mistaken for an actor in a troupe, but that will not last. If he is reported, the Lotus Assassins will take notice. They'll want to know if he was harbored or his offense was encouraged. Guilt by association is enough for them. That's what's so infuriating. He doesn't respond to reason. He proposes challenges we don't understand and then declares himself the winner.
Interesting.
Several of our brightest have faced him, but as soon as they get the better of him, he sets off his strange firework and says they are beaten. Normally, the peasants like it when we intellectuals are maligned, but they tire of his presence too. Getting rid of this nuisance will endear you to many. I hope you're a... He is in the Scholar's Garden, and no amount of opposition has moved him. Please, I hope you will prove to be a worthy opponent.
Oh, I'll be worthy. Sorry, I had to look at the charts since the freaking internet is kind of out for a second. Music and the arts. Music and the other arts are a vital part of life in the Jade Empire. As with any truly civilized people, even the common man can enjoy the benefits of music in his daily life. Only the music of the Jade Empire itself truly I can never say that word. Satiates this primal urge. The lesser, more savage peoples that surround us know nothing of true culture, and the primitive beatings and wailings cannot touch the soul as truly as have the masterpieces of the Water Swallow or the heart-wrenching tragedy of Falling Star. For this reason, if not others, it is our duty as a cultured people to bring civilization and joy of the arts to those less advanced and gifted societies. Satiate?
If I can...
Hostile? I'll be hostile.
Good day, citizen. Seems if you find...
On the way, we'll go in there. Oh, can I be open to this time? Alright, fine, whatever.
The busy streets are almost overwhelming. It is hard to keep focused on what we need to do.
Yay. What is it? I'm okay. Brothers Gardens, where that guy wanted me to go. I'm gonna keep going around, so hey, we'll end up here. Yep, there she is.
I didn't expect you in your strange training to make it to the Imperial City. You are proving to be a very interesting person.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course, I could tell that just by looking at you. You have a very strong presence.
Is that a thing about my...
As the Heavenly Lily, I am above suspicion, but I am restrained by fawning servants. Silk Fox can go anywhere, and people are not shy about their reactions.
Oh, okay.
There is a thrill, of course, and it allows me to find information useful to us both. Death's Hand brought your Master Li to the palace a few days ago. I saw the flyer. He was bound in chains. He must be powerful,
Chains?
or you
Oh, he is
are.
powerful.
There was something familiar about him as well.
He's your uncle.
Why would you say that? Is that what he told you? I'm sorry, but I simply cannot believe that your Master Li is the glorious strategist.
Okay.
Sun Li died 20 years ago. Everyone was told that he and Prince Qin, the third brother, fell defending the Empire. Now, it seems they may have been traitors. I discovered this looking through records for information on Death's Hand. Perhaps he tried to influence Sun Li and Sun Qin before corrupting my father. But it doesn't matter who your master is. I could take you to the palace, but Death's Hand controls what my father hears. He must be discredited for you to succeed. A wise decision. His hold over my father is nearly absolute. But if we could show conclusive evidence of his crimes, my father would have to listen. I know how.
Know how, do you?
Construction on the wall has stopped for the first time in generations. The workers now toil in factories building powerful creatures of stone and clay called golems.
Never like them.
Death's Hand could use these automatons to seize the Empire, and my father is oblivious. We must infiltrate the Lotus Assassins and find evidence of this treachery. We need proof of Death's Hand's intent from the seat of his power, the Lotus Assassin Fortress. It would be impossible to assault, so just walk in. They are recruiting.
Ooh.
Have any Lotus Assassins who saw your face live to report back? I doubt it. They will not recognize you as the person who fought them in Tian's Landing. They have a vague description full of guesswork that has guards holding people at random. Besides, they expect an attack, not someone trying to catch their eye.
True.
I would wager that you may profit from their tasks too. Can you see the beauty in using their own methods of recruitment to fight them? I think they deserve it. There are guilds within the Lotus Assassins. Executioners look for fearsome warriors. Inquisitors are more subversive, and they look for cunning in their agents. If you prove yourself in the arena, they will notice you. My people can spread rumors of your interest. The Executioner will take a real interest when you finish the silver round. Or if you prefer, the Inquisitor recruiter is also seeking new people. He might be open to persuasion. Death's Hand rules over the Lotus Assassins, so I take special interest in their activities. I've had most of my life to ask questions. You suspect my motives? You have no reason to doubt me. If I wanted the Lotus Assassins to find you, I could simply tell them your name.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yes, I will have my people spread rumors of your interest. Once you pass the silver round, the Executioner will take an interest. I'm sure he will find you as impressive as I do.
Ooh, oh my, she finds me
Or
impressive,
if you
folks.
prefer, court the Inquisitor. Ask Scholar Dong Gao in the Scholar's Garden about him. I hear Dong Gao is closer to the Assassins than he
I
should
like the
be.
Inquisitors, though.
I will wait at
kinda
your
like you.
flyer. Or I could travel with you. Before you get too lost, perhaps we should discuss how closely we will be working together.
My. She could be useful in the city.
A wise preference. No offense intended to your amusing companions.
Alright, let's see what companion list we have. Still missing 2 and a utility. Strange. Full sand.
Welcome, friend. The lecture won't be starting for a little while, though your enthusiasm is appreciated. I wouldn't worry about seating. Those interfering philosophers had made sure that very few people will be attending the lecture. Certainly, we can't learn without asking questions. How can I help you today? Don't get me wrong, I like most of the philosophers, but their strict adherence to aging traditions makes them very difficult to deal with. They're always preaching about peace and harmony. Really, we kill and subdue the creatures of this world in order that we can survive. Where's the peace in that? Can a man survive long enough without eating meat? What about the grains we use to make our bread, or the hides we use for any number of things?
Yeah,
we consume constantly.
We try to be better.
Peace and harmony are wonderful ideals, but in nature only the strong survive, and they don't do it by being peaceful. I'm glad you asked. Today I will speak on my theories of cloud formation. That was my first major discovery, though it hasn't been widely accepted yet. The basic principles are really quite simple. I deduced after lengthy study that clouds are formed by the moisture escaping from our bodies. When the weather is cool, you can clearly see small clouds escaping from people's mouths. Similar clouds form on the skin of people working strenuously. These clouds What? That's quite a question. I'm not sure who told you, but I'd appreciate it if you would keep your voice down when asking those kinds of questions. Nobody here suspects me to be anything but an overzealous scholar, and I'd like to keep it that way. So you want to know about the recruiter? You have a flying machine. You not? Yes, I know about that. Go back to the landing area and someone will meet you there. If the Lotus Assassins wanted you dead, your life would be over before you even knew you were in danger.
Whatever.
I don't...
Your
Where's this,
Focusing.
Find me. That's, David. Find the foreigner guy that everyone was complaining about. Oh, scrolls. Physical universe, the philosopher's viewpoint. Though scholar Shansang has raised several interesting points in his rebuttal to my treatise on the physical world, his lack of respect for the divine is of greater concern than his lack of understanding of the physical world around him. I agree that there are many aspects of our world that cannot be explained by divine influence alone. We learn and continue to thrive at the mercy of the celestial beings. Without their guidance and indeed their blessing, we would quickly discover that research and understanding of our physical world alone are not enough for us to survive.
Hello there, traveler. Forgive my forwardness, but I noticed your arrival earlier while I was at the tavern. That flying machine of yours is truly a marvel.
Oh, thank you.
I actually have a design for a new prototype flyer, and I hope to get funding to build it one day. The other scholars aren't interested in my inventions, though. Me? You want to ask me something? Well, sure, I'd be glad to help you if I can. What would you like to know? Oh, I'm Scholar Zenyu. I'm one of the newer Scholar elites. I was actually born in the poor quarter, but my uncle brought me here when I was only 10. He knew I would never have a chance at a real life unless I had some proper schooling. I've lived here with him ever since.
Yes, come closer. I cannot see who you are. Is that you again, Genji? No, I can tell by your breath. Please come no closer. What is it you want with all the shit on you, then? I want to get back to my meditations before I pass away from old age. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Please be all the world rushes loudly about it and expects you to be calm. Ha! Before I get any peace at all, we'll go on, but be quick. Searching for Master Lee from Two Rivers. Question, how can you call himself your master when your skills are so obviously underdeveloped? You're not told me what this Lee is a master of, or is he a master of knitting or martial arts? How can I give you an answer based on such flimsy questions? Perhaps your master was so frustrated by your ineptitude that he decided to quit and leave home in Two Rivers. Certainly I wouldn't blame him. I should go on goodbye. Good. Guide you someplace else. Philosopher Zhao.
Greetings and welcome to the Scholar's Garden. I am Philosopher Zhao, one of the many masters you will see here during your visit. I see by your accoutrements that you are not from the Imperial City. I hope your visit here is one of fulfillment and success.
He's certainly polite. I don't like his beard.
As sagacious Tien once said, more valuable than silk are new friends in a foreign land. If you need anything, I will be glad to assist you. As sagacious Tien once said, kind words and respectable attire are seldom a sign of true character. Only deeds reveal the intent of the soul.
Yep, he's good.
I am glad to help you in any way I can.
Pretty words and pretty clothes don't mean anything. It's all about what you do.
I am honored that you would ask me, though I must warn you, the teachings take a lifetime to learn and cannot be taught in a day. Perhaps I could explain the core principles of Tien's teachings. I could recite the history of Tien if you like. The teachings of sagacious Tien are very simple, but the implications are astoundingly complex. At the heart of the teachings are the concepts of harmony and discord. Also referred to as the way of the open palm and the way of the fist, one cannot exist without the other, but neither can they coexist in one person.
True.
Harmony with the world comes from understanding your place in the world. An ant that believes it is a tiger will never achieve harmony. In other words, accepting your place in the world and using your skills accordingly is the optimal way of following the path of harmony.
True.
Discord is the other side of the coin. People who choose the path of discord seek their own advancement over everything else. These people will ignore the world and use whatever means necessary to raise themselves above their station. Sagacious Tien taught both harmony and discord to his students, for one cannot be fully known without the other. However, he himself followed the way of harmony.
As I do.
As you wish.
Ah, here we go. Oh shit. He just shot that fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, language. You do.
As amusing as your savage dances are, once again I have proven the superiority of setting your nose to the grindstone and not mucking about.
The cheese
now bring
fork.
some refreshments in a proper mug, or I'll take back the coins of my home and country. Don't you heathens know the worth of a proper king's halfpenny?
Generous visitor, if our customs are so displeasing to you, perhaps you should find lodging elsewhere?
Please? And leave you lot to your primitive ways? Tell them what I think of that, Squire Percival.
Sir Roderick Ponce von Fontelbottom, the magnificent bastard, will do no such thing. He means to educate you all.
Good lad. Found him wading in the mud, planting weeds. You can't keep your crackers crisp doing that. Can't help you if you don't know the horror of a soggy biscuit. I've given him dignity, and unless one of you has the will to deny that I'm your better, I suggest you start learning. We'll have you in proper trousers by the morrow. Oh, what's that? Someone stepping to the fore? Let's have a look at you.
Hello, Beardo.
You have the keen eyes of an educated man. Know the ins and outs of philosophical debate, do you? Well, what about your 2s and 4s? What of them? The simple truth is that I have bested every one of you who has come forward, whether in tests of wit or combat. You faced a champion of king and country.
Lord, this
Now,
guy.
I didn't ask to land here, but if a storm is going to cast my ship into the very heart of such a dark empire, I'll bring the light of knowledge wherever I can. You must hunger for guidance. You're like children. I mean, only a handful of you can even grow a decent moustache.
Of course, it's
what
probably
kind of
pretty
place is
historically
this?
accurate.
Can you now? Shall we put that to a test? I welcome the chance that you might impress me with a glimmer of intelligent insight. But I will acknowledge that I am likely to disagree just because I know you are, lacking. We will need educated men to judge the merits of our arguments. I've gone to great pains to learn your barbaric tongue, only to find that none of you has much to say. Can you convince me otherwise?
Maybe.
I've heard a distinct lack of couplets and quatrains, to say nothing of pentameters. Is it any wonder you people live as you do? I charge you with defending the heart of your people. If a group of judges determines that you have adequately done so, I will declare you the winner. Whoever you wish. These 5 standing here. I'm sure there will be a balance of opinion. The test must be fair. Go on, talk to them all to prove I haven't coerced them. We'll begin the debate when you... Then we'll see how you fare in combat. Doubt you'll do very well. Like the rest, you're all just too damn skinny.
Force multipliers, dude. Not good. Hey, there's that dude.
I heard you accept the Outlander's challenge. I'm grateful you have seen fit to defend us all.
Well, you have an airplane for a hat, so...
I would be honored to sit in judgment of the debate. Several of my fellow scholars have also volunteered. To do otherwise would only help the Outlander win in the long run. If he wants a true debate, we will allow it to progress fairly. Of course, I doubt his arguments will have the weight that he expects. Not here in the heart of the Jade Empire. I am ill-equipped to see my own faults, but I, like my fellow scholars, am adept at exploit. Scholars Heng and Zhao are easily swayed with simple facts. Cite such details and they are certain to change their opinion either for or against. I wish you luck.
David up.
Well, ready to set the ponies in motion, are we? Let's declare some rules and get to it. You don't mind if I make this interesting, do you?
All right, Captain Cheese.
Good. Don't want to set you off your game, but I thought we should ensure that the process was more entertaining than a simple checklist of virtue. It will be a simple matter. 5 judges, 6 topics. I'll pose my argument about why your foolish land stumbles like a child, and you try to answer. The judges will raise their arms to indicate whom they favor. Arms up for you, arms down for me. After 6 topics, if you have a majority, you are the winner.
Hopefully I win.
By the Queen's corset, if you get them all on your side at any time, I'll declare the match over. Now, shall we proceed?
Okay.
I will pull no punches, and I expect no mercy on your part. Let's see which of us is truly superior. Well, what shall be my first point of contention? I know, the most basic of concerns for a culture, the currency of its economy. What manner of society would use the silver coin as the basis of trade? Gold is clearly superior, which you admit by using it for important statuary. Your understanding of what determines value is flawed. Your rebuttal? Well, you are clearly in the minority, but I can spare no quarter. To the next topic. I call attention to the arrogance of your empire. You simply assume that all lands outside your borders are the domain of barbarians and monsters.
No, it's true.
How can you truly know they are uncivilized until you've proven it by conquest? Crush them beneath your heel. You sit here thinking while far-off lands yearn for direction, not unlike what I am attempting with you. Well, a majority on your side, but the debate is not over yet.
Yeah.
Shall I draw attention to your foolish reliance on personal combat? You've got strange dragon powder arms, but you waste them on spectacle and flying chariots. Any decently civilized people would have developed a proper array of personal sidearms by now, like old Mirabelle here. Well, a majority on your side, but the debate is not over yet. I challenge your foolish beliefs and the irrational behaviors they produce. Dragons, spirits, and even talk of unresting
I the dead. So I know they exist.
Just look at the collective foolishness that you call a floating palace. The constant superstitious yammering of your peasants even has me seeing it. And how the bloody hell would you get a moat up there? It's ridiculous, I say. Well, a majority on your side, but the debate is not over yet.
They're winning overall, though.
I say that you don't seem to understand the relationship between the ruling class and the peasantry. Your commoners are far too happy to be productive. A proper spiral of misery shows that they are doing a decent day's work. Your peasants only suffer because of foolish superstitions about the dead walking around.
We don't feel misery as a useful tool.
Well, a majority on your side, but the debate is not over yet. This will be the final topic. If you don't have a majority at the end of this round, you will have to admit that I have outdone you. A simple criticism, your ridiculous clothes. Not a decently puffed pair of trousers to be seen. I ask you, what have you done on the pantaloon front?
Pantaloon.
And why do you remain so clean when any sane man knows the only way to keep devils of the dark at bay is to be brash and to carry the air of the earth? Bathing is bad for the humors as well. Do you people know nothing of maintaining your bile?
For social considerations over scaring.
Well, it would seem that a majority of your fellows have decided your arguments were more persuasive. I expected no less.
Kinds of messed up back in here because the kids.
I could not expect a fair contest in the heart of your city. I was a fool to think otherwise.
Oh, I see. So he blah blah blah.
I seek satisfaction. You have bested me in debates, but true honor is decided on the dueling field. The entry hall here has walls to be up against, corners to be backed into, and floor enough on which to be down but not out. Whatever your metaphor, I'll beat it.
Okay.
Return to me when you are ready, and we will walk there together, just to ensure that no one gets lost. Frankly, I don't know what you... What? Good. Let's get this over with, so I envy you. You are about to experience for the first time the skill that has forged an empire, and there will be pain as well, but I imagine it will be almost worth it.
Focus.
Get him before he shoots me. Yes! Haha, bitch!
That was a fine display of skill.
I whooped your butt twice!
It was a fair fight, Sir Roderick. Within the rules you specified.
True.
Yes, old boy, you've got it right. I was really sat down, I believe. Like the fall of the old bridge across the Grand. My humours are in disarray, I tell you. I suppose I should have seen it coming. Your win in the debate was a sure sign. I do believe I have underestimated the lot of you. Regardless, you have beaten me. That's a point of honor I cannot deny.
He is magnanimous defeat, though. He is not a bad loser.
Well, there's no other thing for it. Intended or not, you've earned a reward from me. The unsuccessful combatant in a duel must arrange a worthy gift for the victor. I wouldn't be much of an ambassador for my country if I didn't abide by its customs. The Duchess of Almsbottom's rules of engagement are quite clear on this matter. Here, a bauble I found with a nice weight. It was wasted on some roadside bidet. The locals acted as though I'd relieve myself on a bleeding shrine to all of creation.
Probably did, dude.
I just don't understand this place. Right, Percival, fluff my travelling trousers. We will darken this garden no more.
See what that gem is. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like charm. But anyways, after that fun and exciting thing, we will go ahead and have a break here. Thank you much for watching, and be sure and check me out for some more Jade Empire.